Due to the ignorance of our host, parental discretion is advised.
Welcome back to the other side of the Beehive. It's your weekly boys, episode 187.
187
I don't know.
on a motherfucking cop.
You remember that? Yo, I'm not going to because I don't have anything in my stomach right now, but if I pop one of those right now, we'll probably blow you.
So, meet me in outer space.
I'll probably end up blowing you. And I'll leave the camera on for my OnlyFans. Yo, by the way, everybody, behold the skinniest jeans
Known to man. I'm surprised you got your feet through those motherfuckers.
I ever wore. And by the way, also, check this out. All buttons, dude. Isn't that a girl thing?
Actually, it is. I figured those were
No,
girl
it's not.
pants.
You just wanna
As a man, never. Well, I guess back in the 80s. Button
yeah, these were the
flies,
shits.
Button
Yeah.
flies, yeah. Like Levi, button flies were the shit.
Yo,
So what is this? Are these like pads for when
so
you're on your knees?
Yeah. I was just gonna say that too. Yeah, dude. And
Yo, how did you get your feet in those?
these jeans? It
Yes.
was tough.
Are they like when your feet are like wet, you had
it
to ball them all the way up?
It stretches. No.
So, and then just put your foot in and kind of. You actually put your whole foot in the leg and were able to get them in there.
Foot in.
Because you got pretty big feet.
Hey, thanks. 10.5. It's only half.
Oh, never mind. It's
What,
it's
are
1.5
inches?
1.5.
You're 9, right?
9.
So if I'm 10.5, is that an inch and a half more?
No, it's not inches. I'm pretty sure it's not inches. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm
Just
pretty
Google.
sure.
Oh,
it's
never
not.
mind.
I'm pretty sure it's not inches.
Okay.
So let's say if what is yours, a 10.5?
10.5.
So
10.5 inches.
10 point. You fuck.
I wonder. Dude, sometimes I feel like I don't use my phone to the max because some people's like, hold on, and then they go, and then like they talk to Google, and Google's like, oh yeah.
So a 10.5 is actually. You stupid ass.
10.5 inches.
There we go. So. Man, fuck this thing because it's telling me 100 and something because it's 10 foot 5 feet, but I put foot.
I always get confused when I'm trying to, like when we do Dress Español, like sometimes, you know how I read the English and then I say it in Spanish, but sometimes I want to do the inches and feet on like the little commas that go on top. I always get confused. Which one's foot? 1 or 2?
1 is foot, 2 is inches.
Oh. Anyway, going back to this fucking flamboyant pants. Isn't it true that this is what I knew for the longest time. Isn't it women's jeans, they button up the other way, like left-handed?
It's just like the jacket. Like a men's jacket. The zipper is on the right.
Don't do
A
this.
woman's is on the left.
Really?
A speed picking. Pa, 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 pa. You don't know nothing about that.
No, I don't. So is it true they're left-handed?
Yeah. All women are left-handed. You didn't know that?
No.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
I gotta stop wearing. Remember when you thought I was wearing women's clothes?
Oh, that's right. You had a big secret.
By the way, not only you, but your wife is like,
Yeah.
yeah,
We can spot
gotta be him.
And it was, but
Look
we
at
both,
me, I'm almost there.
we both looked at each other at the same time when I'm like, well, he has something special he wants to tell me, a secret. And she's all, women's clothes. I'm like, I knew it. That's what I was thinking.
Your mommy, so here, he's into skinny jeans. I don't wear these ones anymore.
But when we said, no, he has a foot fetish, she's like, yeah, I could see that. I could see that too, right? She's all, he still wears women's clothes in my mind. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure he does. But
Like,
no,
yeah,
you're right.
He hasn't come out with that. Yeah, I'm pretty close. I'm pretty much come out with that now. Hey, 200 episodes coming. I'll show up in a dress.
You know who was the first OGs of wearing like skinny jeans?
Dre Rocca. Just kidding.
Those were jorts. those were jorts, by the way.
Yo, we were so drunk that night. He's talking about his buddies, the realtors. You're like, Justin, so if you look at the video, because the video's out there, because we made a fucking clip out of it, he's talking and you just like instantly look at his shorts and it's like, yeah, and they will teach you how to do this, how to do that. Justin, so do they recommend these shorts? And then he went to the late talk and I think Fonzie was like,
Well,
yo,
they
what?
busted his balls?
No, they busted our balls.
Oh,
I was like,
our balls.
Why are
not
they
the
hating on your,
Well,
on
of
your,
course
on
he
your
did.
shorts?
But he probably had the same pair, right? Right?
Why are they hating on you?
Except for that,
and then,
he could buy the child-sized ones.
they can go to the baby guy, motherfucker.
And they even sag
Look
for
at
him, too.
and then he's like, why are they giving you a hard time for your shorts? And Dre's like, it's just whatever. That's what they do. And then Fonzie, look out, Fonzie, I'm coming after you. Fonzie's like, well, that guy wears a chain wallet. I was like, hey, we just. Shout out to those guys that just recorded their 100 episode. Did you hear that? So Ruby, one of them, got in a motorcycle accident. And so they had to postpone their 100. It was kind of cool because after,
But he's okay, though.
Yeah, he's okay. But he's gonna be in a wheelchair for a minute. Yeah. But they shout out to him, by the way. But so they had to postpone their 100. But I thought it was cool because because their show, most of their episodes are interviewing somebody.
Yeah.
They wanted to do their 100, just the three
Just
of them.
them.
And that's no disrespect to anybody. That's when I enjoy them the most. When it's the three of them. The three amigos, I fucking enjoy it.
By the way, the first OGs of like tight pants, Metallica.
That's right,
Like
rockers, dude. And then everybody picked it up.
Hessians and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
Like the
well, no, because what about?
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yes.
Who?
No, I'm just saying them.
No. But wasn't it like
during the
correct me if I'm
Injustice
wrong,
for All tour,
because this is more
the Black
you than
album?
me. Because this is more you than me. But like era wise, music wise, because I didn't live here. But wasn't it like Poison and all those guys doing that, like Motley Crue?
They were wearing leather, fucking like girl jeans,
the jeggings,
real girl jeans, and
like yoga pants,
but
leather print,
like Thrashers, Hessian guys, long hairs.
Yeah,
they wore black Levi tight jeans,
and
yeah,
boots.
all blacks
and boots.
Yeah, but they wore like lace up boots. They were almost like the Chucks before Chucks.
Yeah.
Right, but the tall ones. Yeah.
The military? No, not military. Not quite.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Kind of like that.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Like the ones you find a buckle.
Yes. Yes.
You fucks with buckle?
That's where I buy all my jeans.
Really?
These are BKEs.
They're gays? What?
BKEs.
Oh, BKE.
The buckle exclusive jeans.
I have a hard time with buckle, dude. I bought a leather jacket one time, back when I obviously didn't know how to dress. And at one point, it started like all the leather started like it turned out it was pleather.
It was pleather,
and it was all over my neck, dude. I was like, I would just like it would take a little bit of sweat because obviously I wanted to rock my foot. By the way, like 2 sizes too long, and then I would do this, and I was like, what the fuck?
That sucked.
Yeah,
it's not their fault though.
Man, it is my fault. I do like their. They do have cool watches. A buckle.
Yeah.
Buckle.
I do enjoy their pants. The last few pairs of pants I bought from like the ones that have all the holes and shit on them, I bought them from eBay. Or not eBay, Amazon.
Okay.
And a little bit small. I like them small at the bottoms, but baggier. That's my jam right there. But I don't like, and like these, I don't like these. They're almost too big.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yo, how about the Derby last weekend?
The Demolition Derby.
The Demolition Derby.
How did you like it?
I loved it. It was
your first
fun.
one ever, huh?
No. What?
Never been?
Again.
Oh, that's right. You
Cody.
went with Cody.
It was.
That's right.
So, Dr. Dre was there.
Yeah, he was. We saw him from a distance.
Yeah. His Hawaiian shirt.
He's all,
He
I have a
really
Hawaiian
was-
shirt. I told everybody, I'm all, look for fucking Tom Selleck from fucking Miami Vice, the extra large version.
Dude, he really wants to stand out, doesn't he? But apparently he didn't. By the way, how long did you stay?
Till the end of it.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, till the end of it. So we stayed till the end of it, right?
Yeah.
And then getting through the group, like the crowd of people was very slow, right? And I realized I don't like crowds.
Yeah.
I don't like crowds
And
whatsoever.
by the way, it was sold out.
Oh, it was busy as fuck.
Yeah.
But we were like, okay, let's go. It's over. But we must have done the same thing every fucking person in that place did. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Because to get from our bleachers up to the top in around 20 minutes to walk.
At the end.
To walk. And then we got the bright idea. I was like, well, I'm not going to sit in the parking lot. This janky ass fucking parking lot, this strings and fucking cones, and there's one way in and one way out, and there's thousands of cars, right? So I decided, well, let's go out there. We'll get the kids some ice cream, yada, yada. We'll walk around for a little bit. So we burned about 20, 30 minutes just walking around for a little bit. We went to the car. We sat in the car for 45 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
Sitting in the parking lot
dude.
trying to get out of there.
How much did you spend?
A lot of money.
I was about $80. It was just me.
Yeah, a lot of money.
Really?
Yeah, I probably by myself, beer-wise, I probably spent $100
Yeah.
just on beer.
Just on liquid. Just
Yeah.
on piss.
Kissed and piss, right? Kissed and piss. And then obviously the kids wanted
kids,
everything,
yeah.
right? So I'll bet we spent probably $150, $170. Not even counting the tickets, right? The tickets were $100 for us to all go.
Yeah. I have two things to say about that, about the Derby. And you pointed it out on Saturday. Let's not ever put me in charge of the tickets, huh?
Yeah, let's not.
Let's not ever do that again.
So we all met up.
Yeah.
All of us met up. And then I says, why would we get the guy that gets lost in his own driveway or goes to, if he makes a wrong turn in the neighborhood, he gets lost.
Yeah.
Why would we give him the tickets?
One of the streets gets closed. I'm fucked, dude.
When in the other gate. What other gate did you go in? I thought there was only one gate in, but apparently I was wrong.
I got there and I asked, I'm like, these are my tickets. And then they're like, oh, just go to the entrance is just right here. And I go, okay. And so when I went in there, there was they had like a little, as soon as you get in, it was like a little bit of a building, but it was like a museum, turning into like a museum kind of thing for the whole fair. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then you go through it, and that's where the whole shit is. But talking to the girls, I said, so I have friends that are here, and they're telling me, oh, maybe they're on the other. I'm like, well, how do I get there? They're like, through here. I'm like, okay. And so I texted Mariah, because Mariah, shout out to Mariah, she went with us. And she's like, well, I'm at the entrance. I'm like, and all I can think is, no, bitch, I'm at the entrance. Because it says it right there. I'm like, no, I'm like, where? I'm like looking around, where? She's like, I'm by the grass. And I'm like, looking and everything. Like,
looking on the ground.
Am I stepping on you? And then I text you. You're like, we're walking. I was like, all right, cool. So I'll just wait for you here. And then I'm waiting. Well, it turns out you go to her and you're like, well, where's Angel? And dude, I'm getting anxiety about this shit. I'm like, why the fuck do I have to? Oops, sorry. Sorry.
Here's the beauty part about this is we went and asked the people at the gate.
Yeah.
Like, hey, is there more than one entrance? She's like, oh, I think there's one over on just on the other side of this trailer. So it was like I could have thrown a soda to you because it was just right over, right? And she's all, why doesn't he just send you guys your tickets? Apparently you could send the tickets to somebody. I'm like, he was barely able to buy these tickets, lady.
Like,
let alone
I don't know how he
send these
uploads
to
the
anybody.
episodes every week. Also, I understand that it's a derby. I understand that it's like a country theme kind of activity. But ladies, we don't have to do the booty short. Like what do they call them? Those famous jean shorts. There's that
The Daisy Dukes.
we don't have to do the Daisy Dukes and the boots, the cowboy boots. Okay, Mariah, all right, relax a little bit. Then she had to leave early because she had blisters on her fucking feet.
Because her feet
And she's
hurt.
like, I'm
She
so
was-
sorry. It's like I wore the wrong shoes. I'm like, well, yeah, you're not You're not part of the attraction here.
So
where's some tennis, but also send me some pics.
As you say that, I'm pretty sure that Angel and I had a conversation about, hey, what are you gonna wear? What shoes are you gonna wear?
Luckily, we didn't encounter any dirt.
The parking lot, I got dirt.
Oh, I see.
And I was asked, she's like, why are you walking so weird? Because I was walking kind of bow-legged because I didn't want to kick any dirt up, right? I had my really nice Jordans on. And then she's like, I told you to wear shitty shoes. This is your own goddamn fault. So right out of the get-go, I was told, you're wearing the wrong shit here, right? But I thought I looked good.
No, I wore my black ones, and then I'm like, this will do.
Yeah.
This will Chris Leduc. See what I did there? But the parking lot was asphalt, and then for the most part, it was concrete or grass. I was like,
how about this Demolition Derby? Now, obviously, we had this conversation about there's a special kind of breed of people who like get into this, right? And it's a very small group, right?
Yeah.
Every one of them, if I hadn't been on my diet, had the same gut I have, right? That beer drinking, like mechanic.
Looking into your future.
I did. I said, there's me. I says, yeah, time to go on a diet. So I saw the beer. I put it under the thing. Can I get a water?
You're like, well, I'm not retiring anytime soon.
So mostly mullets, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then they were like, hey, fans, let's give a hand to Joe Schmo. This is his last Demolition Derby. And it was like the pride of his life, right? He stood up on the car and everybody's all, yeah, right. Dude. It's not like when Michael Jordan like ended it, everybody stood up and like people are crying. This guy got home and he's like telling his grandkids, you'd be proud of me. You'd be proud of me. It was my last one.
They gave my hub back.
Yeah, dude.
I meant to say.
You know what upset me though? This new rule they have. When something falls off of the car,
they have to stop.
They have to stop everything, right?
Yeah.
And when I was a kid growing up, that was the funnest part about it, because if they hit shit, it really fucked them up. Now I can see why, because obviously there's no glass, there's nothing blocking it, so you could have a fender go through your face, right? If you hit it wrong.
Well, you see all those guys with the flags as soon as a car turns around, and I was wondering, I'm like, why are the cars so bumpy? It's because of the divots that they do when they're turning and they're hauling ass. Because obviously you see the tractor that comes and flattens everything out. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you see the car going and you just like he's jumping. And if the guy is chubby, it's the funniest. Oh, yeah. He's just like. But I'm like, why is it? And then every time they turn, they spit all that dirt out, and all those guys with the flags are like.
Imagine the people in the front row.
It's just diving.
You never get front row seats in a Demolition Derby. I don't know why, because if you sit up higher, you can see everything. Yeah. You sit lower, you eat fucking... That, to me, I think that's manure anyway, right? There's horse shit in there, let's be honest, right? It's gotta be. But yeah, you never sit low. How about... I just drew a fucking blank. What was I going to ask you?
Sorry. What I was going to say is... One thing that it almost made me go, fuck this. Because obviously you were here when we bought the tickets. It was like the most tickets on the row that we could get. Right. And we bought 13 tickets, and it was just like, those are the ones. They're right there. Let's just take all of them. Where it turns out, those are the tickets facing west.
The sun.
So the sun cooked us for the longest time. And not only that, I was wearing black pants. Not only that, before the whole thing started, they did like the whole, this guy is so-and-so of the committee or whatever. And I was just like, dude.
Cooking.
Who gives a fuck?
The only thing that saved it was the eventual clouds the sun went behind, right? But my poor kids... I was sitting kind of sideways, and they were just sitting in my shadow because they were just baking. Yeah. That was, next time we'll have to remember where the sun's at, right? How about The ignorant ass fucking people right behind
dude,
me,
it's
dude.
so fun. Why does it have to happen to you?
Everybody in the whole crowd.
There was one guy.
There's one fucking
and
asshole,
he
right?
happened to be right
Behind me who buys their kid a bubble machine.
A super soaker of
Super
bubbles.
soaker of bubbles, right? Now, I don't mind bubbles.
Yeah.
That's great, right? But you know just as well as I do, when you blow a bubble or the machine that does it, it doesn't blow the bubble. It fucking skeets.
Yeah.
Fucking soap water. The back of my neck was so wet.
Oh.
And I kept turning around and looking at the guy.
Giving him the Justin face.
And then his drunk friend had the audacity to say, well, if anybody gets mad, what kind of person doesn't like bubbles, right? The wife's like, calm down. Calm down.
I guess she fucking
Calm down.
knows. She
Calm
fucking
down.
knows.
Now I started drinking heavy.
She
And-
starts stroking you. Calm down.
I started to get a little buzz at me, and she was just like, calm down, calm down. And there was a point when they were hitting me right in the back of the face, and the guy asked you, hey, yo, is this bothering you? I turned around, and I probably had the most evil fucking look on my face. I didn't even have to say a word. I just stared him at the fucking eyes. If I had been
Just soapy water
just
face.
fucking just covered in fucking soap, I could have. It would have had a string behind me, right? And he looked
You
at me.
still have two bubbles in your hair.
There was about a 3-second pause, and he went, oh, it's time to turn this off. And he shut it off. Not more than 3 minutes later, they were gone. Because I tell you what, if they had kept doing it, I was at the point where I was like, all right, I'm going to knock his friend out first.
Because he's drunk.
I'm going to rip that fucking gun out of that kid's hand, throw it in the arena, and then I'm going to pummel and choke that other motherfucker. I was so fucking pissed.
I saw it. I saw him far away. I go, oh.
My daughter asked me, that was sitting back there, she's like, are you okay, Dad? Are the bubbles upsetting you? And she could tell that I was getting fucking pissed. Like, who does that? Who does that?
Yeah, I can see it. Like if you're at the so the top is for walking.
Yes.
And
if you're up there,
and you and throw it, then and by the way, if you're up there and you're doing that, do it on the drop side. You know, do it on the side there's no people, and watch these fucking bubbles blow.
what do you 7,000-8,000 people in there, you think?
Oh yeah,
Out there?
easily.
The one motherfucker
Right behind you.
right behind me. No fucks given, right?
Good
This
thing
is
you,
when
good,
I
good
realized.
thing Dre wasn't sitting next to you because said, "Let's go, bubbles."
This is how I know I'm growing up, and I'm getting to the point where I've settled down in my life, because I would say maybe 3 or 4 years ago I would have said something,
Yeah.
and it wouldn't have been nice. I would have been a fucking prick.
But you think it's you? Or you think it's the wife? That's like, chill.
It's me. It's me. The kids have calmed me down
Oh, okay.
a lot. Yeah, the kids have calmed me down. But yeah.
And also you have to stay with every single one of those motherfuckers to leave, huh?
I kept thinking to myself, I'm like, because Justin was sitting next to me, right?
Yeah.
He ain't no slouch.
Oh yeah.
That dude's a tank, right?
Yeah.
I kept looking over at him, and they were just going right by his face. And so he was like, he just kind of shrugged his shoulders like, huh? This is no big deal. Wasn't hitting him.
You were hoping he was
I'm
like, you
I'm
want to fuck him
hey,
up?
should we fuck him up here? Because I know if he stood up, I was all in.
They would have given you the gun. It's like, here, sir. I apologize.
Because then I'm all in, right? But no, Mariah's feet hurt and fucked my whole plan up.
That's so fucking funny because I can see Justin. You're right. Justin is a fucking tank. But
He's like the sweetest guy. He's all, ooh, chasing the bubbles. He was enjoying it as much as my kids were.
He says, Justin, are you okay? Are the bubbles bothering you? Meanwhile, you're like, that's so funny. You're hoping he was like, well, fuck this guy up.
Just hit me in the fucking face. Oh my god.
That was fun. I went to a sushi place up up north before we went to the arena. And
Oh, that's what that smell was.
so new place, never been there before, obviously, and I was trying to catch something that is closer in case I spend a lot more time there.
Catch something that was closer, like it wasn't real sushi. You had to fucking fish for it. And shit.
Or go to a place that's closer to the fair.
Oh, okay.
And they have like, as soon as you walk in, you're like, oh, this is legit, because they have the food. Obviously, you probably will hate this. They have the food in a conveyor, and as you sit in your table, it passes you, so it's going all around the restaurant. So when you see that, I'm like, oh, that's how they do it in Japan or whatever. But also, it's like there's five people here, so I don't know what to go with. So I sat there, and the whatever roll you want, you just grab it from the conveyor and just put it. And you're supposed to leave your plates, like tower them up so they count them. I think every color is a different price or something like that. So I started piling up my shit and everything. But I swear I spent like 25 minutes. And I'm like, what? Nothing new is coming out.
It's just the same shit in a
it's the
fucking
same shit.
rotation.
And, like, and the rolls that are going, because they have a little lid with little holes.
That's what I was going to ask you. Were they covered?
Yeah, they were covered.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't need nobody breathing on
No.
fucking...
But also they will walk by. They would pass by, and the ones that have been there forever, the lid was a little sweaty.
Ooh.
And so they just keep going around, and I'm telling you, like, for a roll to pass you by twice, talking about close to 10 minutes, and we saw the same rolls for a while, and I'm like, and
Did it say what they were on it?
Yeah, it had a little thing, but also I was in a position that the roll will go by me before it goes to everyone else.
So you had first pickings.
Yeah, so whatever comes out, I'm like, well, this motherfucker's gonna stay here. But I swear I spent like 20-25 minutes. I'm like, well, nothing. And there's 3 guys cooking and like nothing. And I was like, I'm out.
Really? Was it what you did pick? Was it decent?
It was good. It was okay.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was good.
What was your favorite?
They have the California roll.
That's the one that doesn't have anything but like crab and shit.
That's
right?
crab.
You have crabs.
I have crab, so I thought it was cool. I was looking for
I was looking for the syphilis one. that one would have really filled me up.
the Philly or Philadelphia roll. That's the one.
Philadelphia. That sounds Asian.
No, but it's the Philadelphia Eagles, but it's the same as the California, but it's got cream cheese on it.
Okay.
Inside of it, which is
okay,
good.
Okay.
But like I saw some and I was like, oh yeah, I'm taking this one. But I swear, all of a sudden I'm like,
do you like that seaweed?
Yeah.
Do you?
You know what I don't like when I go to the places that I usually go to? Topico, which is the fish eggs, the orange ones.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
They're so small, and the places that one of the places that I go to, there's a couple of them that know me because I've been going forever, even with my ex, so they know that when I ask a certain roll, not to put too much of that stuff. Now, the people who don't know,
load it up.
they do it feels like they do an ice cream scoop on top of the fucking thing. And now I go, fuck. And they're so small. And they're like I think there's some sort of sticky too. So if you brush them off, you still have 60,000 on your bite.
Right.
And the reason why it bothers me, not because it tastes bad, it's because they're so small that when I'm driving home,
you're picking them out of your teeth.
No, I usually go nice, like I bite one, and now I have that flavor in my mouth. I'm like, well, now I don't have anything to drink. I'm literally just eating fucking fish sperm because they're all eggs. I swear, I just like I'll be talking, I'll go, and you hear it go, you go.
Could I talk you into if I brought a fresh jar of salmon eggs? Would you eat them? Would you take one?
Of course.
No, I'm talking about the fishing lure kind.
Is it edible?
Oh, for fish?
So you're just doing an experiment
I
here?
just want to see if you, because to me, I thought that was the same thing. Those little things are like, have you never fished with those red salmon eggs?
Me fishing? Come on, let's start there.
Have you ever been fishing?
I told you I've only done it one time, and it was
That's
it was
right.
a
Yeah, we
late
did
pal.
talk
You know
about
when
it.
they caught me
I
shitting.
know. Well, this is the worst thing.
I'd rather go
I've ever
shit
done.
and watch those have those kids see me.
That's right.
That story has been popping out for 3 years long, dude.
Oh, that's right. And I tell you, ever since you told me that, every time I go camping and I have to shit in the woods, I think about Angel fucking drawers down, hiding, and the kids running up with sticks and shit, and you just stand there. Hey, get out of here!
Didn't you say you have a? Didn't you say you do a bucket or something to shit in, or no? It's someone else.
I mean, when we go like primitive, you would say,
Yeah.
we have like I bought a toilet that it's a 2-tier. It's got a seat. You sit down in it. You do what you need to do, and then you pull open the fucking bottom part, and it's got the stuff you put in like septic tanks to like break down the shit.
Yeah.
But it's got a pump. And you pump the water, and it washes the shit down. Open it up, close it, and then shut the lid, and you're good. But like when we're out riding, we don't haul that around with us, and I just find
It's splashing everywhere.
I just find it. Well, no, it's contained.
Yeah.
So, but I just find like I always go out and I do a perfect scan of where I'm going to take a nice shit. Right. The best fucking location to find is if you can find a log that's been knocked over.
Oh, okay.
And then you can sit on that and hover your dingaling over the fucking, put your wiener on the backside. Because when you're, the worst part about shitting
Pissing yourself?
is pissing in your pants because you got them down, right? Because little do women know, we do have it much easier if we're pissing.
Yeah.
But if you're shitting.
If you're squatting.
So when you, I can't believe we're even going down there. Of course I can. This is the other side of the beehive.
Forward, dude.
But when you're shitting, you pee.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're pushing, you pee, right? With your wiener
Especially
sticking
after
out.
having kids.
When you're, I can't hold anything in after I had children.
Have you heard that from your
Yes,
wife?
I have.
Dude.
I can't hold any of my pee after I had
I've
kids.
heard that
yeah.
a lot too.
But-
have you heard somebody just sneeze? You go, I think I just pissed. You're like, what the fuck?
But
We're in church.
But it sticks out, right?
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, your drawers are down. If you don't have a good spot to kind of let it lean, you're gonna piss in your your drawers, right? So I just kind of hold it down, but I'm also holding on to something else so I don't fall in it.
Yo, you did this? And the first thing that came to my head is like, this motherfucker's recording it?
It's all the Shat Diaries. Oh fuck!
No, because I figure that, I mean, there's gotta be there's gotta be things out there. Obviously, since you're in that world, there's gotta be things out there to like plug in a like a fridge or a cooler or
there's
or
all that
something to
stuff.
heat up some stuff or whatever.
I have a.
Because one of my trucker buddies was telling me one time that he has like a lunchbox
I have the same thing in my
that is
razor.
to heat up your
plug,
shit.
Plug it into your. Here's the secret, right? Shout out to superintendent you had worked for that I worked for many years.
Okay.
You used to work for on that other project before you got moved, right? He showed me this black lunchbox, and you open it up, and it's metal inside. You close it and you plug it in, and it gets to like 300 degrees, right?
Jesus.
So when we go riding, we get, here's the secret, right? Rico's burritos, the frozen ones, wrap them in aluminum foil, put them in there. And we usually leave like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning when we go on long rides. You plug those in, you let them roast for a couple hours. So lunchtime, they're molten lava,
Boiling.
right? Those Taquitos.
Okay.
Taquitos are the bomb in there,
Okay.
right? Here's the secret one right here. You put a can of soup in there. Now I've heard
The ones that you just.
yeah,
one
but
you-
I've heard if you're not careful, it'll boil in there because it gets so hot and it will explode.
Yeah. Huh.
But yeah, we have one of those in our side by side that we go
the
and we use it every time we go ride.
So he was telling me to do this for lunch at work.
Dude, they're like $20 on it
what I
on
heard.
Amazon. They're cheap and they're fucking awesome.
As a person of the doing all that stuff that you do you ever go to REI? Or is it like, or is it
That's
what's the word?
overpriced.
No, that's not what I'm looking for.
That's more of like a granola cruncher store, right?
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. Yeah, they probably
Overrated. That's what I'm saying.
there you go. Overrated. They have some cool stuff, but everything we have, we're camping wise, we gathered up through the years through various places. But yeah. There's a lot of cool trade secrets right there. There's actually one that came from like snowmobiles, and it's called a hot box.
Yeah, we know what that
It
is.
straps to the exhaust pipes.
Okay.
And it's a metal can. You take the lid off of it, put your food in there, put it on, and then close it. And the exhaust pipes will heat up your food. There's a lot of cool ways to do. To have a nice warm meal
Wait,
out on
hold
the
on.
trail.
How come when I was trying, was it you that gave me shit? How come when I was trying to heat up a burrito and the engine of the machine, I got so much shit thrown at me?
I didn't.
Was
I
it-
would
what the
never.
f- was
I
it-
would never
wasn't it
say
you?
that. No, absolutely. I've done that many
Yeah.
times. Many times.
Yeah, you just, especially when you're running like a meeting or something.
Our paving guys, that screed that's under them.
That's true.
If you ever walk up to a paving crew and you look down the bottom,
boiling hot.
there's 30 burritos. There's 30 burritos lined out there, and it's because it gets 300 degrees there. They'll just turn them.
That makes sense,
Yeah.
dude.
Smart
I
bastards.
always think about that kind of stuff, like especially if you're like an outdoor fella, like something to cool, something to keep your shit cool or cold, and something to heat up or something to take a shit in. I'm serious. It's just these things are important to me. You know?
They are. They're important to everybody.
But also, I don't. How do you? It's your obviously we're talking about this because again, it's the Beehive. Does the fact that you know how there's people that go, oh, I don't go to the bathroom unless I'm in my house.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I admire you 100%. I wish I was that good. But does your body react to the fact that you're out there and you don't shit as much, or you shit more, or you shit just the sequel?
When we go camping, my kids will hold it for 4 days.
No shit.
They won't shit
no
for
shit.
4 days. Yeah,
Like,
no shit.
No shit.
Literally.
Really?
Yeah, it does.
But what about you though?
Me, I'm accustomed to, I gotta shit. Now, I don't shit as often
Okay.
when I'm camping. But again, when we're out in the woods and I know the group's over here, there's nobody around, I don't have a problem shitting in the wilderness
Yeah.
by myself, right? But you just have to pick and choose the right spots. Obviously, you inform everybody, hey, I'm going over the hill to fucking lay a growler out, so don't anybody follow
Don't go
me.
that way.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, yo, the kids hold it, huh?
Yes.
Damn.
And I can only imagine when they get home how bad that is to
Back
take a
the
shit,
fuck
right?
up.
It's got to be like dirt clods. You know what I mean? Potato dirt out your ass.
Dude, I farted in the machine the other day and fucking just the other day.
You look like that sushi coming across the fucking windows.
I'm all sweaty when I got out. No, but I fight.
Condensation on the fucking windows.
I do the Titanic when I put my hand out. No, but
It smells like that sushi too.
I this is even funnier. I had George talking to me. And he opened the door, but I farted while he was talking to me.
Oh, of course.
But he didn't hear it. So he started talking to me. Hey, by the way, we gotta go. Oh, and then he goes, dude. I'm like, did you just rip ass? I was like, yeah, like 30 seconds ago.
Yeah,
like,
this is the
like,
first time
holy
we've met?
shit, that he jumped off the machine. Was like, holy shit. I'm like, well, I have COVID because I can't smell anything. I'm like, how did you get it? I have it. I'm like, how can you do? Yo, you told me you watched Trainwreck.
I did. I watched the whole thing. I binged it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I binged it. Again, so it all came back because they talked about the pay-per-view, right?
Yeah.
And I swear to God, we watched the
Yeah.
pay-per-view at my friend's house, and watching the bands do the performances took me back
Oh, nice.
to 99. And you know how music is it brings you back to a certain place of your life, right? That's the beauty part about music and things like that, is it always takes you back to a certain point. And I remember that. I remember sitting in the living room wishing, fuck, man, I wish we were in New York, right? I wish we could have done it. Wish we could have gone there and been there. But watching the performances, I had no idea that it was that bad of a shit show, because if you're watching it, they made the pay-per-view sound like it was the glorious thing, the greatest thing ever. I realized that those people that ran that were horrible people, right? The way that they cut the corners, and they basically let the food people and the sanitation people run their own shit as a monopoly, right? Yeah, what a shit show.
Literally.
Yeah, literally, right?
Yeah.
The fact that they went and tested the water and it came back and they were basically drinking fucking fecal matter blows me away, right?
And then that girl, the girl they interviewed was like, I had like blisters on my tongue, on my mouth, on my lips.
Trench mouth is what they
Trench
had.
mouth, yeah.
Trench mouth. And then the horrible stories you heard about, you know. But I remember watching it, and there was titties everywhere.
Yeah.
Titties everywhere, wieners everywhere. Flea. Right? I don't remember that as I watched it, because I don't think maybe we watched that performance, but it was pretty shitty of the promoters to say we have a grand finale, right? Yeah. There's a special guest, and there was nobody.
Nothing.
No wonder those people fucking rioted, right?
But you see how everything was like, everything was like they try to cover the fact that it was backfiring. Every
day they were covering up with that press conference.
Yeah, every day it was like, oh, you know, and then even the mayor was like, we hope we can have you guys back. Meanwhile, by Saturday, people were driving off, and I was like, man, fuck this
it's place, miserable. Right?
Now, how many have they been? Is it just two of them?
So there was 94. There was Woodstock 94. It was an absolute disaster, right? But not like that one.
That's the one we watched.
It was just 99 was 99. The bad one. Okay. They did one in 94, and then they did it again in 99, but it was even bigger, right? The 94 one wasn't as big as the 99 one. What do you think you ever see one of those again?
See, that's what I mean. Last week,
250,000 people.
Yeah. But now, Be Real from
Cypress
Hill, when he went to Rogan, he said that they played on an event. I can't remember which one, but he said we play for 1 million people. And where else do you do that?
Moscow. Metallica's done it.
Okay.
Moscow, they have festivals like that, right? Where they have armed guards, and people don't riot like that.
Fuck around.
Yeah, right. They put their hands in their pockets. But here in America, we're slobs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I love the fact that they blamed it on a couple of hooligans, right? Fuck that, a couple hooligans. There was 100,000 hooligans going crazy, right? But could you imagine, like, watching the clothes, the bands, like everything that was going on at that festival as I'm watching this, all brought me back to, I was 18 at that point. You know, as an 18-year-old, you're like full on fucking puberty. You're as horny as you can fucking get, right? You have that rage deep inside, because I listened to that music. I followed that culture. It was part of my life, right? And so I put myself there. I was like, oh, I would have been the same way. I absolutely would have broke down the tents and stole all the shit that I could, because that was just me then, right? So I got it. I could see why those people were so pissed off.
Now, what do you think about the comments that they made about Fred Durst?
About him getting everybody riled? He did that every show.
Yeah.
It wasn't like anything special.
But what they say was like he was seeing that there was people basically tearing shit down, and then instead of him saying hey, let's just, you know, whatever, he was like,
is that his responsibility though?
No, It's not, but then you end up something like Travis Scott.
What do you mean?
Like the people that.
Oh yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. I
Now
got you.
it's still not on the artist. Like that's number one thing. It's not.
But
Everybody has a job, right?
you are an idol.
But
for those
everybody,
people
but
that-
you're the
right.
you're
Yeah.
the center of attention. I mean, you're.
But back then it was different. We had just got out of we went from glam rock, and it's a culture, right? It's a following. We went from glam rock to the grunge era, right?
Yeah.
And then we went to this, what people call the hardcore rock, right? That's the way Korn, the Biscuit, the Deftones, it was that time of that period where it was like, it was just a culture shock. It was like, I'm done with the government. I'm done with this shit. I'm an enraged teenager. My hormones are fucking driven, right? And I have something to say. So it was just that era and that, I don't think it's that way now.
Yeah.
But back then, that was just the way we were.
But
right?
that's why I asked you last week if you think is something like that possible
To do again? I don't know. That's a good question, but I don't know.
Was that the guy Gavin
Rosdale
from
brought Bush. Brought it all back.
I was just last week years old when I found out that he's English.
He's married to Gwen Stefani too. Was until he cheated with the maid.
He did?
Yeah, that's why they got divorced. Oh. They have 2 kids together.
Yeah. But now she's with Shelton. Blake Shelton.
Yeah.
But the going back to country again. But I didn't know that he was English.
Yeah, because when Korn came on, even they were like, we felt bad for Bush that they had to follow us because we had just got
everybody came to see Korn,
and so he came out and took. Now, be completely honest with you, in the '90s, Bush was one of my favorite bands. I fucking loved Bush.
But was this song that the most, I would say one of the most famous ones, just him and the guitar?
Glycerin.
Glycerin. Are all of his songs like this?
No, but they're not Korn.
They're not. Yeah.
They're not Limp
They're not
Bizkit.
break stuff.
Yeah, right. But he embodied Woodstock. He brought everybody back, calmed it down, and closed the show out. Because at that time, that was one of the biggest bands too. But there was the hardcore rock, and then there was still a little bit on the other end of the grunge, right?
Yeah.
Where we saw bands like Bush and Collective Soul, and Better Than Ezra, bands like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt bad for him too, but I get it. But he did what he was supposed to do. Brought the show back, calmed it down. But yeah, he's. You didn't know he was English?
No.
Oh yeah, like English.
Yeah,
In fact, they just came out with a new song and a new album. They're on tour with. Who are they on tour with? They're on a big tour right now with a couple bands.
Because they interviewed him as, by the way, my guy Jonathan Davies, he looks like shit, doesn't he?
He was never a good-looking guy to begin with,
But he
right?
had like that image of like that, and I could never distinguish whether they're dreads, braids, or just regular long hair.
They're all the above. I don't wash my hair ever, but I'm not going for
he
dreads.
doesn't anymore. Like
right?
yeah.
Monkey,
No,
James
he's
Schaefer,
dreads.
and Brian Welch dreads,
Yeah.
right? But he just kind of went for the
Yeah.
right
Fieldy, braids.
cornrows and braids, right?
Yeah. That's right. But yeah, for the longest time, I always try to see. When he
Drummer?
When
Back then,
they've gone through a couple.
Dave Shaver. Well, they've had 2. So
I was
when Dave
I was gonna say
left,
David, but
yeah, when Dave left, they had what was the guy that passed away from Slipknot?
Joey.
They had him play
Jordanson.
with Korn for a year or so before they got. I don't even know the new guy.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good show. Especially if it brings it. See, to me, it's just like I just watch it to see what happened. For you to
Brought me back.
relive all
it
that.
brought me
shit.
back
That's
because
kinda
I spent hours watching it because it was over that 3-day period.
Yeah.
We were out of school at that point, and I have to just go to school. We watched it every day at my buddy Corey's house with his parents. Like I was saying before, coolest fucking parents. They watched every one of them with us.
Did you watch that thing I sent you from?
I did. I would like to have those guys.
But I think one of them, I don't even know if it looks like a podcast.
Or it was just a special thing they did.
So the guy with the hat, I think he's an investigator. Or at least...
I think he's an investigative reporter.
Yeah, reporter.
Yeah. Nobody knows what we're talking about. So there's a kind of a special going out right now. Do you have the name of it?
It's just Utah Stories, but I don't...
Utah Stories, and it's basically it's really underground, right? Really quiet. That there is supposed, we're gonna say alleged, because we don't know all the facts.
We talked about this last week.
But there's the serial killer here in Utah that is basically going through homeless people.
Yeah.
And we should put the link up. It's really good to listen to. Really interesting deal. And it's interesting to me in Angel because all of the shit that was filmed is right outside this studio.
See the first shot?
Yes.
With the drone?
They're sitting outside the doorstep.
A block
right?
away from here.
Yeah. So very interesting. I'm curious if it's elaborated to go along with the story they're building or if it's actually facts. That's why I'm not going to say I 100% believe in it because this country doesn't have a homeless problem to me. This has been said before. It has a mental illness problem. And let's be honest, if I was living on the streets for a month or even a week on my own, I would probably talk to myself and have some very odd stories as well, right? So I don't know exactly what I believe and what I don't believe, but there's something to it, right?
Yeah. There's gotta be... It'll be cool to have them. But which one would you have, though? Because to me, I get the impression that it's like if I sit here and interview an artist, right, and then someone goes, "Oh, let's have those guys." I'm like, well, we're two different things. Like, which one would you have? Would you have the reporter? Would you have the guy? Is it a podcast?
I don't know.
I try to find it, and it's...
You get to a dead end, right?
Yeah. So it's just a YouTube thing? Or?
I don't know.
I wonder if Dre knows more about it. But...
Interesting story, though.
Yeah.
Utah Stories, look it up. I'm sure you'll be able to find it.
Yeah.
If you don't know, get in touch with us. We can let you know where it's at. But it's worth watching. It's very interesting, right?
I watched the Gray Man.
The Gray Man.
Yeah, with Ryan Gosling and Captain America. What's his name? Chris Evans?
I don't even know what that
It's
is.
just one of those fucking two guys that are badasses.
Two guys, one
beating the
cup.
shit out of each other.
One of those shows.
But it was like, you know what's funny is that we were talking about. I just remember this. We were talking about how your body reacts when you're out in the field, out in the woods and shit.
Yeah.
You know, whether you shit more, you go. You never see one of these movies. The guy's like is about to kick some ass and was like, I gotta go take a shit.
Never. You never in any movies. In any movies, right? Unless somebody gets slipped like laxatives and shit.
Yeah.
You never see that.
Unless you're watching like Tropic Thunder or something like that, then you can see something that's like, I gotta
Right.
take a shit. But usually when someone's about to kick ass, they never go like, let me go.
No, we gotta hold off for a
Let me
second.
let me take a dump so I can take care of all these motherfuckers.
I got a hot one in the chamber.
How was your fucking weekend, dude? Or your week?
Pretty stressful.
Was the
You were in the thick of it here at work, right? Where this is the busiest time of the season for us.
right before we slow down?
Yeah, right before we slow down. Like we got, as it sits right now, we have about 2.5 months of just full blown get after it, right? So it's busy.
Yeah.
It's busy. It's stressful. A lot of shit's going down. Like not just people, equipment gets tired too, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we have a lot of stuff that's going down, and as in my job role, there's quick thinking to replace this and get this fixed, and it's never ending right now.
Yeah.
Right now is July through November is the most stressful time for my part of the job. It's tough, right? People are getting burned out.
Yeah.
Right?
I went to I was working at where I'm at, and I'm working right by, so we're doing like the 4th phase. And it's right by the pool. And you see all these, sexy people, models and stuff, and the girls are not bad either. But you see all these people that they're just like sun tanning and shit, and they're like beep beep beep. Right. I feel so bad, dude. And today we had a fucking what do you call a sledgehammer? Not a sledgehammer.
Jackhammer.
Today we had a jackhammer. We had a saw. We had a couple machines going up and down. They're just laying there, and it's so funny because yesterday we started, and there was this lady that was laying literally like 20 feet away from us, and we were just right there in the thick of it, and we were just cutting and busting and machines and in and out. And by the time my boss came around and goes, "Hey, let's take care of this thing right here," I was like, okay. So we pulled our machines. I went over there. She had moved from where we went to the other side, and we moved there.
People don't and paint the picture, right?
Yeah.
You're at the probably top 5 in the state of Utah most high class gyms.
Yeah.
We're talking, if you can imagine it, this gym has it on top of the full
You're
size
talking about
pool,
$120 a month membership. For what I hear.
not cheap, right? And it's a ritzy area.
Yeah.
Like it's almost you're driving through this baller neighborhood, and then bam, there's this gym, right?
So speaking of this, yesterday, one of the things that this gym has, which I think is freaking cool, they have an outside area where they can work out, and he has a like a small, but it's a soccer field.
Yeah.
And you have like the what is that thing that Rogan works out with?
Kettlebells.
He's got the kettlebells and weights and stuff like that. So
Isn't that funny? It's all Rogan, right? Yeah. Weed. I don't know. DMT. Kettlebells. Yeah, one of those 3, right?
But and there's usually a hot woman there, or a jacked up guy.
Yeah.
And yesterday there was 2 guys, chocolate fellas.
Ooh, really?
Dude.
Hey, wait. Tell me more.
They were so fucking cut. They were, as our Lord and Savior would say, they were jack city, dude. And one of them,
Talking about tropic thunder.
yeah. Now listen to this. One of them was upside down. He locked his feet on the
69
bar.
in the other one, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right out there in the outdoor. So he was upside down. You know how they put those hooks on your foot, on your feet, and then you hang upside down.
Yeah. Like
To
what
work
are
your
the
abs
tables?
shit.
The fucking yeah.
So he was like that, and he was holding one of those. Do you remember American Warriors when they try to hit you with like those foam,
the joust?
Yeah, but those foam looking things.
Yeah.
So he was holding one of those, and the other guy was throwing him a ball,
Hitting him in the gut.
No, he had to.
A medicine ball, right? The big heavy medicine balls.
Yeah. But this guy had to. So he was. I'm trying to picture this for the people that are not watching us. So he was upside down, right? So when he bends, he's working on his abs, right? But as he's holding this thing, that is kind of like a bar, but it's got foam and stuff. And the other guy is throwing him a ball to where he has to lift himself up halfway and spin to hit the ball, and then he will go back down, and then he will pick himself up and then go the other side and hit the ball. The other guy was just going from side to side. He's working out because he's lifting this heavy bag, a heavy ball, and the other guy is literally destroying his abs because he's doing this with the. I was so amazed. I took a Snapchat
Yeah, you did.
and I sent it to Will Wonder and I said, hey, I know you're doing your boot camp thing, huh?
Right.
Let me know when you're this good. He texts us back and he goes, Jesus Christ. Dude.
So well, I'm white. To start out with. What is it about? Like, I understand why when you bodybuild and you do those shows, you go full on chocolate face, right? Because it makes everything look so defined. But it was like,
shout out to Jason, by the way.
yeah. Well, we're going the other side of the spectrum with this, right? So when I see those guys like that, I'm like, well, you're Greek gods, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's only, we're not blessed like that, right?
We're not sure you exist.
Like, you could. I'll bet if you tanned being Mexican, you could look.
Well,
what? Dude.
Wait, what? Oh shit! Sorry.
You were
Second
killing
time
me with
today.
that fucking thing. It's about to fall out there, man. It's them pants. You can't maneuver around, right? You're all constricted. Hey, don't fucking blow them out. Yo, speaking of the legendary Will Wonder, aka Douglas.
By the way, before just so I finish that story, he so I sent him that. He texted me back and I said, dude, you should see all the models that I deal with over here. And he goes, are you at so and so? And I'm like,
Of course,
yep.
you knew where you were at, right? Of course, you knew where you were at.
Anyway, go ahead.
I had the pleasure of doing the Will Wonder pod.
Nice.
Now,
2 whites.
2 whites,
Yeah.
2 whites, 2 mics. Oh, what a great fucking podcast! 2 whites, 2 mics. Oh, dude.
There you go, Will Wonder.
I had the pleasure of doing Will's podcast. Let it be known, I called it a pity pod
Okay.
because obviously I threw out a hey, where's my? And he felt
a PDF.
he felt so bad. He's like, hey, come on, right? So we planned this for a couple weeks now. So I sat down and I have to say this was the first time that I've done a podcast that I got to sit down. You know, I didn't do a lot of drinking.
Where was this?
Dre Studio.
Okay.
That I sat down and basically he chopped it down so good that if you're interested, I kind of went over my whole life story.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah,
And
that's what he did to me. Yeah.
It was a great experience. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I will say, you know, many 187 episodes. I'm probably maybe as a podcast, I'm not quite that, and we talked about that on the podcast. That, but where I got pretty down and dirty, I got very stripped down and was very clear about my life and kind of where I've come from. My goals in life, where I'm at, and it was an awesome experience, and I can't thank Will enough. I love the guy to death.
Yeah.
One of our biggest supporters, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it was awesome. It'll be out, so this will come out Monday.
It'll be out Wednesday.
My episode will be out on Wednesday, so
I can't wait.
Check it out. We'll boost it, and it was awesome.
Nice.
It made me. I loved this, but it made me. You know how you do something and you're like, "Oh, this is why I love doing this," right? It brought me to that next.
It goes beyond this.
It absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't dick jokes and it was very serious, and I got very clear on it, and I can't wait for everybody to hear it.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's fun. Thank you, Will. I appreciate the opportunity to come on there. And I can't wait for everybody to hear it.
So you didn't talk about your long balls?
Oh, we talked about my long balls. Absolutely, we talked about my long balls. We talked about everything. We talked about my co-host being the diva in the podcast world, right? Yeah, we brought up Angel quite a bit there. But it was very, very raw and broke down. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope to do it again. I really do.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. And I don't know how I feel about doing this, because it kind of I mentioned on someone's No, Dre told me once. I say, "Oh yeah, so we're doing so and so's podcast," and then he was like, "Well, allegedly." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "I really don't like to tell until it happens, but we'll see if everything works out good. Will one day will be sitting here with us next week."
We talked about
Yeah.
it.
So I think it's coming out.
Yeah.
And he's using the.
He's using our platform,
he's using the platform to say, you
really
know,
let everybody
to
know
say,
that
hey, you know what, this whole wife and kid thing is it's a bit.
It's chicks with dicks from now on.
Oh, that's why Dre has an announcement on his podcast every week. Just kidding, fellas.
What were we at on time?
We could go. You want to get out of here?
What were we at?
We were at 104 when we started.
Oh, we're okay
when I went and saw.
We're okay for a minute.
You want to keep going?
We're okay for a minute. Yo, what are these?
What are those? I don't know. Do you know? I don't know names. But you know,
Those are dunks, right?
Yeah. But you know, these are like my blue ones. That material.
It's like a canvas kind of material. I like those. Those are very bright.
Did you get those Mexican looking ones?
No, I didn't. I like them.
not that much.
You know what kills me?
Beer.
Semen.
Shout out to Will Wonder.
Yeah. The gold. I'm not a gold guy. The gold on them
Not a gold digger.
kind of killed me. Yeah. I ain't saying she's a gold digger. But she ain't what is it? She ain't messing with no broke.
On the radio it goes, well, no, broke.
Is that what it says,
On
bro?
the radio.
I thought they would just say, but she ain't digging with no broke.
Yeah. broke and
It's
a glass breaks.
Yeah.
I just drew a blank. Oh, shoes. Yeah, so they're like my blue ones, but they're red ones. I call them the mariachi ones because
They are I can't remember what they're called.
Yeah, something like that.
They're flashy.
They said they were supposed to be here today, and
They never showed up. No, maybe B's neighbor got them. Maybe he picked
B
them up
ended
for
up
you.
buying them too.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, how's B doing?
he's good.
Good.
He's good. He bought another pair of AIs. I
AIs.
always fucking fucked that up.
Artificial intelligence.
Yeah, that's right.
So he's got another
He's got a
fucking.
picture of Elon Musk on his shoes.
he's got- oh, I thought he had another Siri in his house, right?
Dude, he told me that shit once. Like, you should have an Alexa in your room. I'm like,
Oh, Alexa. That's what it is,
I was like,
Alexa.
excuse me.
So what is like the he's like, yeah, we got another kind of Alexa program. But he's all, but this one's from Mexico, so it's like El Alexa, right?
Yo, I wonder if Alexa.
What is Alexa in?
No, I wonder if
Change it to Spanish.
I wonder if I say Alexa and speak to it in Spanish. I wonder if she would.
You know, we're going Alexa, and everybody's shit
like,
is just
"Fuck."
going off
Yeah.
right now, right?
Yeah, Quinn's.
Alexa, flush the toilet.
Yeah. Yo,
Alexa, order pornos.
Alexa, fart. Yo, Brian's doesn't fart.
Oh, it doesn't.
My mom used to.
Your mom used to fart.
Yeah, and her Alexa too. I'm just kidding. No, my mom's Alexa. You would tell her Alexa fart, and yo, the juiciest farts.
Juicier than yours?
Yeah, dude.
Really? Like chainsaw farts?
Yo, I can't believe I did that at the end of that episode. You're like, yo, that was a chainsaw.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, he doesn't. I don't know why. And you know what he does sometimes? Like, it kind of gets you thinking. Because Brian and I will be talking, and then she will. First of all, bitch will start talking without you talking to her, and like she will say something like, "I didn't get what you said" or something, and we're like, "Whoa, dude! Like we're not even talking."
Always listening to you,
You know
man.
what the fuck? You know what he does sometimes, and I'm like, I gotta get out of here. Because sometimes you know how Brian does like the whole karate shit with King and stuff. I don't understand it, but whatever. I will be sitting at the table by myself, and then I turn around just for whatever, and because the Alexa turns on when you talk to it,
Right.
and this bitch all of a sudden like the light, like Alexa's light will make me turn, and all of a sudden her lights are all like
listening to you,
and I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
What do you, bitch? That cocaine deal was not for you.
One of the episodes with Joey Diaz and Joe Rogan said, he said that a friend of him got arrested because of stuff that Alexa heard, and Alexa knew. Joey Diaz, I could not tell you which one it was, but he said one of my friends, it was because he's been on the record saying, fuck all that shit. I don't fuck with none of that.
Oh, absolutely.
And he said one of my friends got in trouble, like he got arrested because they went to Alexa and Alexa knew the things that he's been saying.
Right.
So they arrested him.
Really?
It's like,
well, it's been, I mean, it's common fact. The whistleblowers, who was it? Snowden, right?
Snowden, yeah.
Right? Came out and said,
what's his name?
Edward Snowden.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
Now your phone's, Alexa's all, what, bitch? Said Edward Snowden.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was a law. They put that shit into place. They've been listening to us forever, right? They say that if you have a camera on your TV and shit, that shit's watching you, man. I have my laptop. I open it up. They have a slide so you can cover the camera.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. So obviously, if you're going into a meeting and you're beating off while they're talking about fucking,
But like, here's how I think about it though. And this is gonna be stupid because some people will be like, "Well, fuck, they shouldn't let you watch. They shouldn't watch you anyway, or whatever." But like, what are they gonna find out from me? That I'm addicted to OnlyFans?
yeah. But what if you were a sleeper cell? Right? What if you were a sleeper cell?
What if I what?
A sleeper cell.
What does that mean?
You don't know what a sleeper cell is? Like a terrorist in the fucking country.
Oh, okay.
And you were planning something. And you decided you were going to build a bomb or talk about some, taking somebody's lives or whatever. It taps in and it watches you. And the CIA, to me, there's probably an algorithm to where they hear words or actions. It sees actions and it picks it up. If you're just sitting there beating off to chicks with dicks, right? It's probably not going to fucking record that stuff, right? But or if you're rolling a joint and something that people fucking do, that's probably legal, right?
Yeah.
But if you were doing something bad, I would assume that it's an algorithm that it picks up on that kind of shit, and then it knows and pinpoints what you're doing, right? Like to me, when people are like, oh, it's listening to you, the government's. I have nothing to hide.
Yeah, exactly.
That the government.
That's where I'm at.
But again, I'm not that guy.
But
right?
here's the thing, though. If they're tapping into like our text, you and I will be in prison, right?
No, we wouldn't. Maybe. Why would you say that on this podcast, right?
They have to fucking break
Alexa's
it to all. I go next time I'm eating fucking by myself. Alexa and my phone are like they're fucking vibing.
There's a van parked across the street. A fucking dry cleaning van just parked out there. They intercept your shoes.
Like there was one time I was watching a comedian a long time ago.
What if they had intercepted your shoes before they got there and put tracking devices on it in the hills? You would never know.
We'll never know.
You would never know, right? If they were watching you.
But what else do I do? This go on a box?
Well, I'm just saying, if you were a dipshit, a horrible person, right?
Shout out to
But
Will Wonder.
like, as you're getting packages, they mail shit. That's the easiest way for them to stop the dude. Hey, by the way, we'll take this package. The CIA right here. They cut a hole in the hill. They put a tracker in there. They put
like that. What's that?
You have no
what's
idea.
That movie? Will Smith? Is it Eagle Eye? No. What's that movie when they break into his house and they put stuff on his watch, they put stuff on his shoe?
Don't tell me it's Bad Boys, because we talked about it
it's not Bad
on the Will Wonder podcast. That's the worst fucking movie ever made, by the way.
Fuck you guys. What do you guys know about? You guys are white.
What movie is it?
Enemy of the State.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
With, Gene Hackman.
Yeah, that's right.
They do everything, and then there's some people that knew, and they're like, "Give me your watch," and they're like, they will take this watch or whatever, the pen or his phone, and they would put it inside of a chips bag because of the aluminum inside of it. They wouldn't hear. I was like, you wonder, like, dude, is that all for real?
But does it make sense now why we? Let's be honest, when you, other than like groceries at the grocery store, everything you want, you get it from somewhere else. How do you know where it's coming from or where it stopped and then got sent to you, right? We're conspiracy theorists right now, my friend. This is the conspiracy 187, the conspiracy fucking episode.
What about the, I get texts from what they make to be from the Diesel brothers.
I do the same ones. I get the same ones.
And they go above and beyond on social media saying, we will never text you. Even if you win, we will call you.
What do I get?
I don't know.
Then what am I getting where it says you can
remember there's
I got one on the way over here.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's all, if you buy our hot box, whatever, and it had a picture of
many entries for the next free truck.
Yeah, you get the next fucking free truck or whatever. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they have said many times. We will not.
How many?
We will, many times. We will never text you. If you ever win a truck, we will call you.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about the entries and stuff, right?
He was like, we don't do that.
Really?
Mm-hmm. You are buying shit alone.
No wonder my bank account's empty, right? Son of a bitch.
No, they say.
But it comes from the same number every time.
You told me this. My work phone, all about boner pills.
I never said that.
When you give it to me, I was like, do you be getting all this text? I still get them.
See, I don't get those on mine.
Obviously,
I would assume it's the number that you had that. To be fair, when we go, so an employee quits, right? We have an active number. If we have to buy a new number, it costs us money. So we keep the same numbers as
I
we
get how that
toss those
works.
around, right? So probably
One of the guys that retired.
Yeah, absolutely. What have to be if it's boner pills, right?
That's what I was saying.
It's all chick.
No, but I still, until this day, and it's always, it's either that or, hey, my name is so and so. I need you to call me to settle the agreement of the accident or whatever. And I go, the fuck?
Really?
Yeah.
I don't ever.
I always send them your number, but I don't understand.
You motherfucker! You probably do. Don't call this prick.
Let's get out of here, eh?
All right.
This has been episode 187. It's been your weekly boys. You can catch me on Ange Cervera on Instagram, Angel Cervera on Facebook. That's my last name, Cervera. Also, your boy and the podfather himself, Dre Rocca. We've been doing No Hablo Dre Español, and now we're giving $50 gift cards away. All you gotta do on the right post to comment where you're listening to us from, and when you watch the right post, you have the right 24 hours actually to check in with us if we call your name to see if you want some money. 24 hours to do nothing but just tell us where you're from, and you might win some money.
How much money?
$50. I'm actually gonna ask. I'm gonna ask him if he wants to bump it up.
Bump it up.
He wants to bump it up. What's the other one? Bump. Oh no, the other was pump the jam, pump it up. Remember that?
Yeah.
While your feet are stumping. Yo, dude, this is the early 90s.
Who was that?
I don't know.
That was the one song. I want.
Yeah.
Get your booty on the floor tonight. Booty on the floor, whatever.
Whatever the fuck.
Nobody knows
I
the
think
name.
Queen was singing this in one of his episodes. But anyway.
Yo, YouTube, 100 subscribers.
Oh, that's right. Yo, I do have
It took us 3 years, but we finally hit. Listen to us.
I do.
Yay, we got 100 subscribers.
I do have the guy. It is 801 late.
Yeah, no
The
way.
subscribers.
No
No,
way.
the subscriber is 801 Lazy One.
Oh, I thought it was the way to one
Late
late talk.
talk. And by the way, that's when Dre say Dr. Dre play in the NBA. That's wild.
Now, when I get a little tipsy on this episode, Dre,
You blow your horn.
there's
right now.
100 subscribers.
Yeah, it's all for you.
There's your call out. Even the trains like it. Yeah, Dre and Jay. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, thank you to everybody that subscribes. 100's a big deal to us, right? It's a landmark, right? No, thank you. Share it. Keep it going.
Yes, please.
Share with your friends. Share with your mom.
Tell your mom about us.
Yeah, tell your mom about
Yeah.
us. Of course, she'll enjoy this. I promise you, right? You.
Keep your kids away from us.
All right, Jared from Subway. Yo.
Hey, at least I lost weight. Ba-dum-ps.
Lord _ long balls with a Z. Yeah, that's all I got.
Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And until next time, take care of yourselves out there, and we will see you on the other. Oh, by the way, how do you feel about us doing this episode? And Joe Rogan is doing stand up.
Oh,
the Vivid.
he's here tonight, isn't he? You know, we talk about how much he's our Lord and Savior, and here we are. That's how dedicated we are.
On the other side of the Beehive.
Give us the peace out.
Peace.
There we go.